that my time's coming closer. He with the heat received a cold shoulder. That's the bit they never told you. You make moves and make room for lies. Everybody eats a piece of the pie. Minus the guy that makes sacrifice. When the love turns mute, the hate amplifies. I use my pen like a rifle. I only send shots to the right folk unless I'm feeling spiteful or insightful.
Yo guys, welcome back to HipHop Plus podcast. I'm here with the special guest. You know, it took me time to reach out to Medulla, but I tried my best to go to her and try to ask for an interview. So I really appreciate you being here, traveling all the way from Money for you to come here.
No worries.
I really, really appreciate it. How long did it take you to get here?
Like an hour and a half,
Jeez.
innit? Yeah. Sleeping the whole way. So.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hopefully I didn't trouble you for you to be here because you're a busy lady.
Yeah, booked and busy, but you know, we have to make time. Like, honestly, like, I like what you're doing with the podcast, and it's like you have to support things that are on the rise as well. So, yeah.
No, thank you so much for that, because I've checked your Insta. You're always doing something productive with your talent, and I really, really appreciate young people who are actually putting their work out there for them to just constantly be doing something creative.
Thanks.
No, you're doing amazing, to be fair. I'm really, really
Thank
glad that I'm
you.
sitting down with you today.
Yeah.
Amazing talent. Okay, so geez, I have so many questions in my head, because the first time when I saw you, I knew exactly who I wanted to sit down with.
Really?
Yeah. Because I remember the first time when I saw you, it was with Rap Game UK. Definitely, I have to say that. Yeah. That's where I first saw you, and then I just say the style, the fashion, everything. Just it's the perfect person that I would definitely want to sit down and talk to, especially from a female, because I haven't interviewed any female artists so far. So I definitely knew that with your background, with your history, with everything that you spoke about on the show, I knew that I would like to sit down with you. So it's amazing that I'm with you today.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's fine. So starting, you have a background history of Zimbabwean culture, isn't it?
Yeah, I was born in Zimbabwe actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I moved when I was like 3 years old. But my family's very much Zimbabwean. I just grew up in Manchester though.
Oh, that's really good. Really good. So I was listening to Who's project.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I actually read the article. I forgot the lady who did the article.
It was with Imperial War Museum. I don't know who actually wrote the article, but yeah, it was with that organization.
Wow, amazing. Yeah, because you're talking about some information that I don't really hear any artists who are talking about, especially about the land reform situation, especially if you came here at the age of 3 years old.
Yeah.
You know, so that's really attention to detail.
Yeah, do you know what it is? Like, I'm really inspired by like artists that use their music to talk about the times and to talk about history, because I think music is like a timeless thing. It's something that hopefully, if it's good, will carry on for ages. So it's like a form of passing down stories. And I feel like I'm literally the direct product of like land reform and stuff like that. Like, because it caused migration, like a massive migration. So it's like stuff like that interests me. And I think like being from Zimbabwe but also coming here when I was 3, there's a bit of like a detachment.
Yeah,
so it's
definitely.
like asking my dad about these things and like putting them in my music and like getting other people, like other Zimbabweans in the diaspora, to talk about these things and get to know it. I think it's important. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I think, not to mean anything to other people who are here, but I think there is lack of ignorance from people from my country, because we don't really talk about these conversations. I came here when I was 23 years old. So I was old enough for me to understand everything that happened. So I actually appreciate people who came here at a very young age and they take time to research about what was the cause of the situation. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's important.
That's really, really amazing. I listened to Violence is Blue poem that you did.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Mad. Yeah, that was actually wow. Yeah, I think that was like 2020.
Is it? That's 2 years ago.
Yeah. And it was literally just after like the George Floyd incident in the States and stuff like that. One thing about me, I'm so like blasé about things. I'm so relaxed. But when it comes to like human rights and especially Black rights, it's something that is very passionate for me. And like like I was in a like, and it was lockdown as well.
Yeah.
I feel like that was worse. I was like literally in a bad state, just thinking about the world and like what it's like. I was like, I literally don't want to be a part of this world. It's a horrible world. But like, you know, I put it into my poems and like, yeah, that's just what came about when I was, yeah.
Yeah, that you said lots of information that for me, I actually had to revisit the situation in my head and just to think of how toxic the environment was. And I actually saw the, what is it called? The speech that you did as well. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, was it in Money as well?
Yeah, so that was at the Black Lives Matter protest in Manchester. Yeah.
No, the speech was deep. The speech was really, really deep. I feel like conversations like that, it needs to be talked more, especially with people who has a voice like you.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a bigger platform that if someone listened to that, they really, really understand and try to invest more in what's happening in the Black culture.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely.
No, that was amazing. I really, really appreciate what you have done, especially just contributing to more Black awareness, you know, just making conversations about it,
Yeah.
reaching out to people, getting a platform whereby it's a rally and you actually having a speech there. It's timeless. It's content which is really, really timeless. And that was amazing. So what does your culture contribute to your music?
So my culture is like a really big part of my music. Although like I do rap in my Mancunian accent and stuff, I do always try and put little elements to let people know that like I'm Zimbabwean. Like my ad lib is my way.
Yeah.
So I try and say that in like most of my songs. And as well, like my recent single, Meduulla.
Yeah. I heard you shout out some statements in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like I feel like in that one, even though it was such a like it was a very like chill, like bop, you know what I mean? Like good vibes kind of track. But even at the end, like I just put little elements like about migration. Like there's a line where I'm like, oh, you know, other man had plans for the land. That's the reason why my family, they got up and ran. So like, it's like, I feel like just it contributes in the way that it shows that I am literally a blend of Zimbabwean culture and British culture. And yeah, I just feel like it just makes my music that bit more interesting because it lets me tell like a new perspective. So
no, that's deep. I'm just glad that you actually take time and think properly about where you came from. You know, there is so much ignorance here. Even when I try to explain my history, where I come, no one really likes to listen to that, especially if I'm talking to people from where I'm from, like down South Seam. Like, they really don't want to have conversations about how they came to the UK.
Really?
It's like a secretive situation whereby you can't talk about how you came to the UK. You can't speak about how your parents came to the UK or, you know, that migration situation. But I'm just glad that you have a bigger platform and you're actually having conversations that I, as a Zimbabwean, I noticed that, you know, in your music. So I'm really, really happy for you and you're doing an amazing job on that.
Thanks.
Okay, so now we're talking to your music now. Your music is fire. And you always give a shout out to Ethan Hill. Yeah. So how did you meet? Is he like your producer? Or?
Yeah, so he's not my exclusive producer. We both work with other people. But we have worked on my last 3 singles together. We met at Pi Radio in Manchester. And after that, the vibes has just been like sick. Like literally, he just like, cause we're also like friends and we just spend a lot of time together. I'll just be having conversations with him, for example, just about day-to-day life. And he'll be able to capture that and put it into like a beat. And then I'll be able to write to it. So it's like he knows the mood that I want from the beat without me having to say, because sometimes I don't know what kind of beat I want, but then maybe from conversations we have, like he's able to put that together. So it's just about synergy, and I think it's so important. Like he's so talented. I would definitely say one of the best hip hop DJs and producers in Manchester.
So is it the same guy that you came with to BBC Radio here?
BBC Radio.
I think when you're doing the promo of
Fade to Black.
yeah, like
Yeah.
oh yeah. I watched this interview. You know? Yeah. I did when I was researching about you. I said, let me go see other people that you work with. How they communicate with other interviewers, and yeah, it seems like a really, really guy who knows his production side.
Yeah, he's been in the game for like maybe 15 years, so definitely very talented. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. That's amazing. So talking about Fade to Black, it's your new single, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I like the melodies that Carice J.
Yeah.
So she's the one who will be doing that there.
Yeah, honestly, I'm glad that with that track, that was one of the first tracks where I got to do a little bit of production, not in terms of manually, because that's still like far from me. I need to still learn that. But in terms of picking and choosing where I want things placed, and what elements I want added to the track, etc. And I knew that I wanted like a vocalist that had like quite like high pitched singing. Because I feel like it added a spiritual like element to the track. You know what I mean? And I really wanted that. So yeah, I'm grateful that she got to work on that with me.
Yeah, those vocals are really, really strong. You know, even the way you just match what you're saying and how she's doing her melodies. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. And yeah, it was first released on BBC Radio. Is it correct? Isn't it?
Yeah. So it got played on BBC Radio, on BBC Radio 1 and BBC Radio Manchester. So,
That's really, really good. So that's the other thing that I noticed about you, because when I was doing my research about you, there's a video that you did when you're talking about Rape Game UK and how you reached out to them. Like it's
so I didn't actually reach out, they reached out to me.
But I think you talked about creating content that someone saw and reached out. I think it's more about putting yourself out there.
100%. Yeah. It really is like one thing I have noticed, because I started making music in lockdown in 2020.
Is it?
Yeah, literally.
No way.
Yeah, before that I was literally just writing poetry, and I hadn't performed like a day in my life. So literally it was just like a series of just being consistent, doing stuff that's like genuine. Like I was just doing it for myself really, because I liked it and it was getting like good feedback. So I'd do it again. Why not? And that consistency and hashtags, people really underestimate. I've gotten so many like writing opportunities, like writing raps. Recently I did a track for the women's rugby. The women's rugby England team, and that was just someone found me through a hashtag.
Jeez,
so it's so important.
So I didn't know about that project. Can you just give us more information about it?
So this was my first actually sync, and I'm really proud about that. Obviously, like next one I want to do like, I don't know, a Netflix film or something like that. So I was commissioned to write kind of like a promotional song for the women's rugby, that I think they're called the Red Roses. So that was really fun, because I like things that challenge me. I actually myself don't know much about rugby at all. So it's something that I had to like research and then make it witty with my bars and make it sound good as well.
That's really, really big. That's really big.
Yeah.
So talking about your writing skills, that was one of the questions that I've written here, because you're writing it. If I listen to what you're saying, it's a really good writing. Thanks. When I listen to other artists, I know that they are writing there, but there is an element of just throwing words. But your words actually mean something when you say them. I can actually see that they are coming from somewhere and being given to us. So that's amazing content. So let's just talk about your writing process. What inspires you to have those type of thoughts and that type of writing skill?
So I always credit my writing firstly to my dad, because he's just like like a better poet than me, like amazing. He writes all his poetry in Shona as well. Yeah, it's amazing. Like I want to put some of it in my music one day. And secondly as well, I was part of a writing group called Young Identity in Manchester, and I was just around so many Shakespeares. I'm not even joking. Like they were just sick, and like the whole point of it was like we were just loads of sick writers just getting sicker because we were all just like not like competitively competing against each other, but leveling each other up. So yeah, like I was blessed to be a part of that from a young age, and then since then it just like challenges you to like just try different things with your writing. So now my process though, it's so like messy. I just kind of like throw whatever is in my head on the page, and then I come back to it and then like sort it out later. So
in terms of the environment, how do you prefer being by yourself, or even when you're in the train you can write something? What type of an environment makes you have that type of creative process for you to give us that information that you'll be giving us?
Yeah, do you know, funnily enough, studios, I don't like writing in studios.
That's why I always confuse myself for people who actually write music in the studio.
Yeah, I don't like doing that at all. I just feel like it's like the gym, you know, it's like this place where you have to exercise or a place where you have to make music. It doesn't feel creative to me. I just like, I'm going off inspiration like on the train, or if I'm like just in the home studio, my home setup or something, just playing beats on my. It definitely has to be on my own, or like someone that's not gonna speak to me, because I have to get in the zone and stuff. So because
sometimes just talking about your writing, even mentioning about your dad, because I know that just to take it back to our culture, Zim was colonized by the British, so our writing skills is pretty amazing, to be fair.
Yeah, I think we have one of the highest literacy rates in Africa.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, our writing skills are really, really good. Even sometimes when I type at work, you know, I can actually see that, okay, I have it today. But your level is just on another level. I think when you're writing your music, you actually take your time, and the information that you'll be giving us is really, really helpful, to be fair. So just talking about your inspiration, I think in Fade to Black as well, you mentioned that you're inspired by Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill, she had, I think, one studio album.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
And it's still celebrated today, like it came out last week or something.
Yeah. So do you have other people as well, even just talk more about how she inspired you and other people as well?
Yeah, so definitely Lauryn Hill, her whole like style of rapping, I love it, and the things that she chooses to talk about, and the fact that she's just an incredible singer along with it is amazing. But other people that inspire me, sometimes they're not even rappers per se. Like Erykah Badu really inspires me. I love her. And have you heard of No Name?
No Name. Is it an American artist?
Yeah, she's amazing. She's like great. Like I feel like she's really inspired me as well. And like Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
Kanye, I'm a really big Kanye fan. I am.
Yeah, I feel like now it's scary for you to come out.
Yeah, I know.
Be a Kanye fan, bro.
Do you know how hard it is being a Kanye fan in 2022?
Yeah. Because I remember when Heartless College Dropout came out, like people used to know that this guy is a Kanye fan, but now every time when you try to be vocal about it, they think of Yeezys. Yeah. So that's really, really great.
And do you know what? I love going on journeys with artists. So I love College Dropout. Yeah. And I love Yeezy as much. And The Life of Pablo. I love them. I think he's just an incredible artist. I actually haven't listened to his latest one though, Donda.
Yeah. But, no, it's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's amazing. Even his features as well on Pusha T's new album. Amazing. I feel like he keeps giving us content that we don't really have right now. Yeah, I think it makes sense if you're inspired by Kanye, because I feel like your content is not the type of a vibe that we get constantly, because there is a sound now that I know that if I turn on the radio, I hear the same sound. I'm not sure if it's the world is becoming too pop or they're forgetting the creative process of writing or doing videos. Even I went back to your videos that you were making, I think in 2020, as you say, you know, just it's just different. Like you force me when I'm watching your videos to look for creative things.
Yeah.
There's a video that I think you did when you were, I forgot, but you were walking in money, like you were just, but you were young.
Oh, did I have like glasses on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh my gosh. Do you know what? I only did that because, so this was, I wrote that.
Yeah.
Basically, one of the ways that I started rapping was because I wanted to do videography. Yeah, I studied film at uni. So I wanted to do videography and I didn't want to mess up someone else's video. So I'd like write my own raps and then get someone to record it and then edit it. Like I would want to edit it. So that I just did that because I wanted to edit something.
Is
It was
it?
like I was really bad at videography. I can't lie.
No, but I think it shows how it evolves. I think it's like the Kanye situation that we're talking about. I personally feel like the Kanye that we got from College Dropout and the Kanye that we have now, it's just the same person in a different year, really.
Yeah.
So I feel like when I was looking and seeing your content that you have published there, I feel like you give us yourself, but in a 2022 year vibe, you know. It's just still the same, but it's in a different way, polished way, professional way.
Definitely.
Now you're doing more professional reach out in situations like that, which is very, very amazing. So talking about your live performance, did you do a performance at Refill? Is it Refill? Is this a performance that you did with two guitarists? One with the bass.
Oh yes, yeah. It was at this. Oh, sorry, my stomach is rumbling.
Are you
I'm
hungry?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was at. It's called Mass and Fred's. It's a jazz venue, and it was for Love Music, Hate Racism. I think that's the one that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So that was cool. That was also during like the lockdown. So there was no audience, but that was like just a live acoustic set of, I think I did, the song Refill, yeah.
Yeah, what still shocks me right now as we speak, it's you started your music career 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it takes people years for them to be professional the way you are, because it takes discipline, it takes communication, it takes reach out, it takes even hashtags, as you were saying. So I think you have done amazing from the lockdown up to now for you to realize yourself and to be able to put yourself out there.
Yeah, I honestly feel blessed, like, and I feel myself like I'm glad I'm seeing the fruits of my hard work, because I feel like I have been working hard for like the last 2 years, and like I'm gonna continue to work harder. But yeah, I genuinely believe like if you believe in yourself, and like you put in the work, then you can get where you need to be for real. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really, really good. How do you keep yourself calm when you're performing live? Because that performance that you did, you're so relaxed. You know, talking about being in the industry for the last 2 years. Definitely, you've been working hard years before, but I think being professional now, the way you're calm on the right in the front of the camera, you know, that's amazing. How do you still keep yourself relaxed and confident? You know, that's amazing.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
That's something that is like, it depends on the day, and it depends on like the performance, and it's only something that now because like the world is opening up again, like I said, that performance there was no audience, but now in the past couple of months I've been able to do shows
I've seen,
with audiences, and I can't lie, I'm literally still learning. Like I feel like I've only just got to the point where I'm like fully confident on stage, because it's like it's so easy to just be like, you know, whatever, but like you're putting on a show in it. So that's something that I'm definitely learning, and I'm grateful I've had like big learning opportunities, like so you know Shingai Shaniwa.
Guess what? That was my next topic. That was my next topic.
Oh my, a queen, like honestly.
That was exactly my next topic.
Yeah.
Saw you performing in London with with the great Shingy.
Yes.
Please tell me more about it. How did you reach? How, like, it's just
You know
amazing.
what?
Even the setup of the environment, you know.
Yeah, like she is the most incredible performer I've ever seen in my life, like hands down. And she, a couple of years before me, did an interview and a project with Imperial War Museum, like the one I did, the Whose Land one.
Yeah, it was Land. Yeah.
So I had reached out to her on Instagram, maybe in late 2020, just saying like, oh, like you're amazing, like I can't believe we both did this,
the same project. Yeah.
And like I was just like saying like more power to you, like can't wait, whatever. And she actually didn't reply, but she had seen it, and then she replied later on, and then she was like, oh sorry, like, you know, I just got wrapped up. And I know how it gets, like it's so hard to like reply to everything all the time. And she was just like, yeah, like I hope you're good. Like she just sent me a voice note, like just showing me love. And then next minute, I just commented on one of her photos, just saying like, "Oh, like you look amazing." And then she asked me like, "Do I want to come down like next week?"
Oh wow!
And I was like, "Oh my god, yes! Everything is getting cancelled. Like I will be there." Like I was literally like, I was even just happy to be there. Like, wow, yeah, it was amazing, and her whole team is just amazing. Yeah,
that was my next question. Like performing in front of someone's audience and just doing the best that you can with the opportunity that you're given. Excuse me, that's amazing.
Yeah, do you know, I saw Get say something, and he was like, my aim is whatever room I go into, I need to make them like my music. It doesn't matter what it is. And I've taken that with me, and I was just like, yeah, like that's the energy you need to come on stage with. But yeah, like I was saying, like that was just a massive opportunity, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah. Even the images, you know, it's from God to images.
Yeah.
That was amazing. I was actually happy for you to see you there, to see people from my country just doing something amazing.
Yeah, that's another thing. All of the performers were Zimbabwean or Southern African.
Wow.
Yeah, there was like a poet, dancers. There was just, oh my gosh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I noticed that there is a room of feeding the same market in the UK, especially that Zim community. There is a creative way that those people can meet, you know, just sharing ideas, sharing content, sharing all of this. I think one of the things that you talked about is reaching out. I remember when I first saw you and I added you on Instagram, and then I just said, I'm going to reach out. I remember I reached out last year. Is it November or something? But I kept on asking. As you're saying, sometimes you'll be busy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have different projects that you want to do. Sometimes you want to direct your attention to other projects. But I just kept on reaching out. I just said, I feel like I need to speak to this person. I wanted her to be the first female guest on my platform. You know, she has lots of information that I would just want to just sit down and talk to you about.
Yeah.
So it goes back again to reaching out. I feel like I always talk about reaching out. You know, all of the guests that I bring on my podcast, I always reach out. I always go out of my way. Whether it's begging, whether it's whatever, whether it's just try it.
Yeah, you got to. You got to. For real.
Yeah. I always try to reach out. So that's amazing. That's amazing. So my next topic was the Rap Game UK. Yes. How was the experience on being on the UK's first rap show, TV show? On BBC Radio.
It was insane.
BBC TV, yeah.
Yeah, BBC Three. It was good. It was actually amazing. Like before that, I've never done anything like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just such a unique experience.
Yeah.
I think it was nice getting to meet all of those amazing mentors. I was like, what on earth?
Yeah.
Like, what on earth? Chipmunk. I was like, there's no way that he's literally in front of me.
Medulla, I saw you right there.
I know. Look, I was as shocked as you. I've literally not even watched it back.
Yeah, is it?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Your wife would like it. We're just waiting for the show to come.
Yeah, no, but honestly, like, I just feel so blessed that I got to do it, considering as well the short time that I've done music. But yeah, I feel like it's one of the best shows on TV right now.
Yeah, it is.
I can't wait for the next season.
Yeah, it is, because I passed through BBC recently on my birthday when I was in Birmingham, and then I just saw all of their screens were showing Rap Game UK.
Nice.
So it just shows the impact and the opportunities that that show really brings to the people. So what did you learn from the experience of being on this really big show?
What did I learn? I learned a lot of things. So I learned, like I was saying, believing in yourself. That cannot waver regardless of what happens. Like, let's say you do a bad performance. Cool, it's a bad performance. Doesn't mean you're not sick. Or like, do you know what I mean? We're talking about reaching out. You reach out to someone, they don't reply. Cool. That doesn't mean your podcast is any less better than it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it taught me resilience, definitely, and like just literally always consistently backing your own thing. What else did it teach me? I think it taught me that this is definitely what I should be doing as well.
Yeah.
The fact that they saw my content and they liked it. It showed me like, yeah, this is what I should be doing, definitely. And it showed me that no one is like me. Like, and I would say that about everyone in the house. Yeah,
that's facts though.
Literally,
that's a point.
I was like, bro, like I'm literally in my own lane. Like I have got this. Like,
I think that's the one thing that I appreciate about you. You don't mimic anyone.
Yeah.
Like, it's just your own style and your own vibe that you're just giving us. That's why probably I'm just happy that I know that my audience is so small, but I feel like if they see you, if they see what you bring to the table, it's just amazing. It's just something different. It's not something that you get every time when you just go on YouTube and then you see what's trending or whatever. You have to connect with it. You have to understand what you're saying and stuff. Building your confidence. I personally feel like after your confidence went up.
Yeah, 100%. You can't be scared of anything after that.
After that, yeah. What can you? You're in front of big artists,
for real.
The people that we actually look up to in the UK. You're right in front of them. You're dropping bars in front of them. You're showing them your consistency in front of those big people. You know, what more else can come in your way that you can be scared of?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, you have done amazing. So what type of opportunities that came with being on the show? Do you feel like the new doors were opened?
Yeah, definitely. I will say though, I feel like those opportunities were coming anyway before the rap, but definitely like the rap game was like an accelerator, definitely 100%. So since the show, I've been able to do like a lot of writing for organizations. Like I was saying, that's something I enjoy, and like, you know, you get commission for it, so it's good. And what else? Yeah, just like performances. Like Shingi was saying, she saw me on the show as well. Yeah, she was like, I just loved your energy and everything like that, and that just means a lot to me. Like I'm glad that I was able to be my real self. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and then other than that, it's just always a nice thing to throw in like your press kit. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, I was in, season 3 of Rap Game, so yeah, it's like good for like promotion.
Yeah, promotion and stuff. No, that's amazing. I wrote again reaching out really, so I think I kept on referring everything that I do in reaching out. So amazing that they actually reached out to you. It shows your potential and the growth that you have done by yourself, really.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that you started videography in uni. Yeah. That's a really, really massive transition.
Yeah, I was in my 4th year when I was asked to come on the show on the Rap Game.
Yeah.
So it was my 4th and final year because I did 4 years with a year abroad because I did French and film. So I literally didn't do any of my exams. Because I was tired of my degree. It was lockdown. I was just like, my uni was in London, I was in Manchester, and this opportunity that was just like amazing, and I was like, like, so I just didn't even graduate.
But it's actually it's a trade, really. It's a trade, really, because opportunities comes once.
Yeah,
you know, probably if you continued with your degree right now, you have it, but you don't really have the doors that
100%
opened for you. You know, that's really, really amazing.
Yeah.
And your confidence, I talked about your confidence as well. So that's amazing. And I know that I talked about your music earlier, but I think Mushmula, I really like it.
Thank you.
I really, really like it. You know, the vibe, the vintage vibe that you did. You know, I just want to confirm if the guy who did the video, is he Zim as well?
Yeah, so that was Biston Media. Amazing.
Yeah.
Literally amazing. He actually normally does weddings, I think. He used to do music videos and then transitioned into doing weddings. But like, I just reached out and he was like, yeah, I'd love to. So yeah, it was honestly a pleasure working with him.
No, that's
like,
really
very
good.
Professional, amazing quality, and he just knows exactly what he's doing. He helped me with, because I was like, oh, I want a story in the video, but I'm so last minute, so I'm turning up on the day saying like, oh, I want a story, and he's like, okay, maybe one of them can give you you know, their number on a piece of paper, but then when you open the piece of paper, there's no number. Or do you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, that's sick.
So yeah, that was a good written project, because I can actually see a storyline like what you're saying and stuff. So are you looking forward to do projects like that, which is kind of like a story performing?
Yeah, so like I said, I did film at uni. Like, film and cinematography is something I'm really interested in. I love telling stories in whatever like form it's in. So I definitely want to do more like narrative based music videos, and like I can't wait to get like mad creative with it. Right now, like that was all like just with my own budget, like self-funded and everything like that. So I can't wait till like I can put more in and just do something like even bigger. So yeah.
No, that's really, really amazing. On this podcast, I think one of the things that I always talk about, I think it's because of where I work. You know, I work for the Salvation Army and the modern slavery team.
Oh, nice.
You know, so I always talk about mental wellness and mental health. So can you just probably talk about what advice can you give to artists or fans on how to deal with mental wellness? Like, do you have any advice or any just to help people who are actually going through anxiety, depression, you know, sleepless nights and stuff?
Yeah, it's actually hard. I can't lie. Like the music industry. I think someone made a point that in any other industry, like if you work somewhere, you can call HR. And like, you know, they'll sort out whatever.
That's the point.
But in music, no one's got your back. Like no one cares. So I would just say have people that are outside of music that just care about you as a person outside of what you do. I'm so grateful for my family because they're those people. So they're important because they like keep you human. I feel like everyone else kind of like
treat you as like an artist. Like someone was on BBC.
Exactly. But that's not, it's just a small part of who you are. Like, you know, I've got like so many other different sides to me and stuff. And as well, I think in music, I think, well, personally for me, like, I feel like I struggled with, like, because we're always, like, in a party environment and stuff. Not
it's having, a vibe always.
Like, maybe not having, like, too many intoxicants all the time. Do you know what I mean? And, like, taking time for yourself to actually just be not in a party environment. Because, like, it just doesn't become fun anymore. So it's, like, it's really important for, like, your wellness and, like, to have people that you can talk to about those things. Especially when you're young going into it. And just reach out. Like, reach out.
I think you made a really, really valid point for artists in terms of having a back of someone who's not interested in any content or any art that you're creating. Because I've seen lots of artists, you know, their mental wellness, it declines because they base their wellness on the people who want something from them. It's either whether it's someone who you work with, whether it's a fashion designer or anyone. But if for you manage to create your own safe environment outside your industry, which is family, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really, really amazing. So what type of pressure do artists go through that you feel like artists just have to be aware of, like type of pressure that you feel like artists just needs to be aware of? Just to help out the new coming artists, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like one thing, the people are always going to have something to say about you. That's just regardless of how amazing you try and be. So just don't try and people please, just be you. And like, I feel like the pressure that they might experience is like always being, like, let's say I meet someone on the street and like they're like, oh, like you're Medulla, like I recognize you from the rap game or whatever, but I've had like a bad day or something like that. That's the bit that they're gonna remember. But I just think it's okay to have those bad days, like, and just don't feel pressure to feel always perfect. Don't feel pressure to every release doesn't have to be like massive.
Yeah,
just put out what you like, and like that energy will come back. You know what I mean? Don't try and make something for it to.
Yeah, I think you actually answered the other question that I actually have in terms of other programs or other. I feel like there isn't much of programs that helps artists who goes through all of these situations. You talked about HR. For me, if I have any problems at work, I go direct to HR. I complain to someone, and then they can deal with it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel like you answered exactly my one of my questions in terms of programs that can help. I feel like artists needs to be creative enough to find ways of helping themselves mentally, because I feel like it's draining to be an artist, and you need to understand excuse me, your boundaries, and you have to learn lots for yourself for you to be able to get to the highest level.
100%. And as well, not every like if people dangle opportunities in front of you, think about it. Like, I personally don't believe there's a one shot type of thing. I think if like an opportunity comes to you and you don't think it's right for whatever reason, for example, it's a contract or something like that, or someone's kind of a shady person, I think just weigh out like what's good and what's bad about it, and there's no such thing as a one shot. Like, if you have gotten that far to get a big opportunity, but you feel like this one isn't right, I think another one would come to you anyway.
Yeah, that's a really, really valid point. Just to end everything on a positive note, is there any new projects that are coming out, or you're still marketing, trying to put out your new single?
Yeah, so I'm still definitely pushing Fade to Black. So any listeners out there, if you haven't heard it already, make sure you press play on Fade to Black. I might do a video. I'm not too sure yet.
Yeah, please. Yeah. I can imagine. I can try to vision how the video will be like, because it's the melodies, the how you came with your flow and stuff. I can imagine.
Yeah, me too. And I've got some really good collaborations coming up with some exciting producers from Manchester.
Yeah.
So hopefully releasing those soon. And I'm starting to work on a body of work. Hopefully that I'm gonna release maybe next year or at the end of this year. So like my first EP or something.
That's amazing. I think with your inspiration from Lauren here, it just shows you that sometimes taking your time creating your craft helps you to just create what is it called? Good quality content.
Definitely.
So definitely we'll be waiting for new content from you. I'm always going to tune in. I'm always going to reach out to you. I'm always going to bother you like what I always do, like just to continue sitting down with you whenever you have time. But I really, really appreciate you just coming through from Money. It's a long journey for you. And it's not a short notice really, but I've been reaching out for quite a long time just for you to be here. So I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, just put out your socials so that people can just know where to find you and how to reach out.
Yeah, so it's Meduulla, 2 U's, 2 L's on all platforms, on streaming. Yeah, follow that and follow the journey.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. This is HipHop Plus Podcast. Peace.
My time's coming closer. He with the heat received a cold shoulder. That's the bit they never told you. You make moves and make room for lies. Everybody eats a piece of the pie. Minus the guy that makes sacrifice. When the love turns mute, the hate amplifies. I use my pen like a rifle. I only send shots to the right folk unless I'm feeling spiteful or insightful.